Real estate agents have the highest failure rate out of any industry. And with so many new agents getting into the business the last 2 years, and now with the market turning down, I want to show you exactly how you can get your first sale as a new realtor. This will also be a great video for experienced agents because I'm going to be showing everything I did to make $70,000 my first month as an agent. And I have my free community that's in the description below that anyone can sign up for. I'm giving away and releasing everything that I do for me and my team to have success in my market. I got the same anxiety for me and my team too. Finally, we've built up our business and we've gotten a ton of listings, and now all of a sudden the market's going to drop off and things are going to sit. But that's fine. There's still sales being made every single day. We just have to find a way to make it happen for us. As a new agent, I know how overwhelming it is when you start off. You got everything, you got to sign up with your brokerage, you got to get your social media ready, you got to get your website, you got to make that email signature. And a lot of times it kind of leads us in a path of not knowing what to do. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to focus on in order to get your first sale. Because all that other stuff doesn't matter. It's just fluff. I'm going to give it to you in point form, what you can do right now to get those sales. And the last point is going to be the most important. So if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to show you and break down exactly what it takes and the number one reason why over 80% of agents quit after 3 years. The first point is when you're getting into this industry, you're going to have to level up. We're going to have to adopt that self-improvement. And I know a lot of people may not love the Tony Robbins and they think it's corny, but you need to adopt a growth mindset. I'm not saying you got to be some sort of gratitude person where you're journaling, you're doing all these fancy stuff. You just need to adopt the growth mindset that I have the ability to grow and that I have the ability to learn and that you can overcome adversity. This industry is so up and down. I don't know how many times I'm just telling myself in a day that things go wrong, that I need to stay centered. I need to have that growth mindset. I need that ability that I can handle anything, and I have to have that self-talk that I am a learner. So step one, you need to improve yourself. The second point is you have to start learning skills, and in particular, sales skills. You are now a one-person business that looks after everything from lead generation, marketing, accounting, expenses, booking all your showings. The list goes on and on. You have to level up your skills. And most importantly, starting out, you need to practice your sales skills. You're not going to be getting a ton of leads, so you have to sharpen this saw and you have to be able to convert whatever leads you get. And the best way for working on your sales skills is scripting. And I'm with you too. When I first got into it, I thought scripting was the stupidest thing ever. I'm not going to script my conversations. I can just talk. I'm good at getting people to connect with me. The reality of scripting a sales conversation, no matter what, if it's someone you bump in the grocery store, is you need to know exactly how to structure the conversation that you potentially can get a sale out of it or get to the bottom to see if they do need a real estate professional. That's what I mean by scripting. It's just a structured conversation that leads to a potential decision on if this person needs your services or not. And if you don't have a script or something to follow, you're going to be leaving money on the table. Just because, like I said at the start, you're not going to have a ton of leads. So any lead you find, you have to be able to convert them. So scripting and working on your sales skills is the second thing you need to do, and it's a top priority. The third is you need to find a mentor, but most importantly, it would be best if you can find someone in person. If you're not able to do that, I do have my free community that inside I have a course on how to get your sale in the first 30 days, and I outline exactly what I did to make that $70,000 my first month as an agent. It'll walk you through step by step. But find that mentor. If YouTube's the only thing you got or my community, make sure you dive in and hit it hard. But you want to try to find someone in person that knows exactly your business, can have those one-on-one conversations, understands your market. So step 3, go out and find someone who's going to be able to allow you to level up. The fourth point, and this one is probably going to be the most hardest for real estate agents to follow because so many things, I actually say it's almost like a curse. We're the masters of our own schedule. We get to decide what goes in our day. We don't have a boss or someone telling us what we should and shouldn't do. And a lot of times this means you might be running to the grocery store in the middle of the day when it is work time. You have to set up a strict schedule, and most importantly, we are in a lead generation business. You have to be generating leads every single day, and especially especially as a new agent, like I was saying earlier, you're not going to have a ton. So you have to set up a strict schedule where you have a time block that you never miss, no matter what, that you are prospecting, that whatever form of lead generation that you're using and you're doing, get out there and you're prospecting. And if you don't know where to start, drop in the comments below and just tell me a little bit about yourself, and I'll give you an idea of where you can get started to start generating some leads. The fifth, and this is going to be the easiest thing for everyone to do to get a sale, is contact your sphere. So what I mean about this is a term always used in real estate. It's the people that you know. This can be everything from the contacts in your phone to people you used to work with to your social media. Those are great starting points. Go through your entire contacts and see everyone you know. There could be people you haven't talked to in 5 or 6 years. Don't just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent now, I'm looking for business. If you have anyone, pass their information on to me. My go-to method for reaching out your sphere is just say, hey, what's new and exciting? And you want to make it a little bit of relatable. I was driving by our high school the other day. It reminded me of when we won the football championship. Just wanted to see how you're doing. A text like that's always going to get a response. And then you can just dive in and start talking and then mention, hey, yeah, I actually just got my real estate license and I'm learning some new things on real estate investing that I think a lot of people should take advantage of. Would you be open to having a coffee? I can show you how you could potentially make $1,000 a month from investing in real estate. That's something that people find valuable, and that's going to happen. So when you reach out your sphere, have the tools and tricks that you can do to have a good conversation, but make sure you're offering them value before you ask for, hey, do you got any friends or family looking to buy or sell? And this is a free way for you to get started. So in your strict schedule, if you got no leads coming in, you go through your phone for an hour a day and you're just texting all the people you know and hitting them up. And if you guys are getting some value from this content, hit that subscribe button. You guys are going to want to stick around. I'm going to be pumping out a ton of content, releasing my whole playbook on how I built my real estate business, and I'm going to be giving it to you guys all for free. So you're going to want to smash that subscribe button. You're going to want to tune in and you're going to want to stick around, because me and my team, we got some big things coming down the pipe and I can't wait to share it with you. The sixth is that is finding a lead generation source. So for me, I did so well my first month in business and I had all this extra capital, so I started throwing money at every single lead generation source out there. Google ads, Facebooks, open house ads, buying signs, direct mail out, sending postcards. I was doing every single thing that you can do to get business, and it actually caused me to go in a bit of a dip, and I didn't get some sales for a while because I wasn't focused. You need to stick to 1 or 2 lead generation sources. The best bang for your buck when starting out, if you have some capital, is Google ads. That's what drives the ship for me and my team. My first year when I started, for about every $1,000 I was spending on Google ads, I was making around $24K in commission, which is an amazing return on investment. I understand that not everyone's going to be able to have this capital starting out, but if you do, Google ads is the best way to get in there. And there's tons of lead generation sources out there, so pick 1 or 2 ways that you're going to prospect and get leads and stick with it. Don't do anything else for your first year until you master those lead generation sources. I'm going to dive into the 7th thing that you need to do, and this is outbound prospect. This is the best way for people who don't have a lot of capital that need to generate leads themselves, and it's just from you reaching out to them. So what I mean by this is FSBOs, expired listings, and cold callings. Make sure you know the rules and regulations in your area. There's certain states and provinces that don't allow you to reach out to for sale by owners or expired listings or do cold calling. Make sure you're following the tele listing. But this is the best way and skills, something that you can do each and every day. So when you have that time block, you know from 9 till 12 is when I call all my first sale by owners and expired listings and cold calling. And it's so easy to block in your schedule. The reason why I love the calls is it doesn't matter the weather, it doesn't matter where you live. Everyone has access to this information. You're able to find these leads. And the reason why I love them so much, it's similar to the Ricky Kroof method. All these people are homeowners, and that's something that me and my team are really working on. Is we need to connect with more people that own homes in my market. Yeah, we got the wicked Google ads that's getting a lot of relocation leads, and it does get us some local people and some listing leads, but the outbound prospecting to actual homeowners is an amazing way to start out as a new agent, especially when you got a lot of time, and it perfects those sales skills. You're just getting your reps in. That's going to lead to you having a lot of confidence when you get those in-person meetings, because you've already done this so many times. It's the same conversation, but outbound prospecting is the 7th way to get a sale as a new agent. Number 8, and this is probably your broker's favorite thing, because back in 1962 to the 80s, open houses were the shit. And I'm not going to knock on them, but if you are a person that's going to be doing open houses, do the triple threat method. I know so many people are like, oh, I had my out 5 open houses this weekend. Only one person came, and they think they're doing a great job because they put some balloons on their sign at the interstate, and everyone was seeing the balloons, and that should have got people to come to your open houses. The reality is that stuff's this kind of tricks and gimmicks can kind of help to get some attention, but you need to do the triple threat approach for all your open houses. So you plan out every open house you're going to do on the Monday. So you schedule all the 4 or 5 that you're going to be doing, and you start marketing them that day. You do a social media post talking about how you're having these open houses at different times, and you post them throughout the week. The next method, the Thursday, you got to call 25 people in the area of each one of those open houses. So that morning when you're doing your cold calling, you're calling every neighbor that's around that open house and inviting them to the open house on the week. And then third way, and the most important, is you got to get out there and door knock that neighborhood on Friday night. So you hit each of the neighborhoods, all the areas that you did your cold calling. It's a second touch point. You're going to have a way better conversation, and this warms them up to you. So you might get 5 to 6 extra people at each open house, but you've already talked to all these people a couple times if you've been able to get on hold of them. It's not an awkward conversation when they walk in the door like they've never heard you speak before, or they've never met you. You've already heard your voice on the phone, they've already seen you in person, they've already interacted with you, and so you're way more likely to get information out of them, like collecting their email or really seeing what their real estate goals are. So if you are going to be someone that does open houses, do the triple threat and knock it out of the park. And the 9th way, and probably the most popular in today's world, is making content. And I love this because what other way, say I take it in relation to my Google ads, I can do single posts on my LinkedIn that are getting 70,000 impressions. I would have to spend 5 times the amount I do on Google Ads just to get that many impressions on people for my marketing. So this is why if you're able to leverage your social media and make good, engaging content that people will view you as the real estate professional in their market, start doing it now. It does take up a lot of time. I know before I got into real estate, I didn't have any social media, and I kind of poked fun at people who consider themselves content creators as I'm making this YouTube video. It does take up a lot of time. So just like your prospecting in your schedule, you need to lay it out. The best example for this for me is Fridays is the day that I shoot all my content. I take the whole morning, I shoot every video that I have to shoot for that week, and it's the only way that I've been able to sustainably post videos, get my content out there. So you need to set it in your schedule too if you're going to be a person that's posting a lot of content to get clients. And now the golden tip and the reason why so many people fail. So I just want to go over the life cycle and how actually being a real estate agent works. So it's up and down. So just like the real estate market has its cycle of good times where we came out of the best time in the history of the world for the real estate market, and now we're going into a bit of a lull, and then it's going to flatten where it'll stay dead for a little bit. That's the reality of it. And then it's going to pick back up again, and it's a constant circle that's moving around and around. This is exactly how your business goes. Your business falls in line with the real estate market. Don't get me wrong, I'm shooting for our team next year. Yeah, the market declines. If we can still increase our sales, that means we're gaining more market share. And how do you actually do this? And why do so many agents quit in year 3, like 80% of them? Because that's going to be the toughest point. That's when you're kind of getting sick of doing the same thing every day. You've had all those tough battles. You've had all those tough sellers that are just kind of getting to you a little bit more. And the truth of the matter, and a mentor told me this, no matter what you go to do, you have to do it for 5 years. Give it 5 years, no matter what, because then you'll see the life cycle of a salesman, where in year 4 and 5 is when all your repeat and referral business will start come back and booming, and you're relatively able to all of a sudden double your business in year 5, because now the people that you sold homes to are likely to sell again. And then because you've knocked it out of the park again, you get even more referrals, and then you have your new business coming in. And that's the golden ticket. That's why everyone, they quit before they hit gold. That common quote, that phrase that you're digging for gold, and it's that meme where a guy gives up and he's like 2 inches away from gold, where the other person kept going and he found the crown jewels. So you want to stick to it for at least 5 years if you're getting into this industry. I understand it. There's financial hardship. There's times where you're going to struggle, but find a way to get through. I want to see you hit that crown jewel where you finally elevate. And the reason why we all get in this business, to control our own schedule, but to control our own income. And yeah, it's amazing that I was able to make 3 times the amount that I did at my other full-time job in my first year. And I want to lead to that. I want to build off. I want to get to to the point where, hey, I've worked my ass off for 10 months this year. You know what? I think I'm going to take 2 months off and I'm in my team to cover everything and I'm going to hang out and have a good time. I'm going to rest and recover. But you only get to that point if you stick it out. So do not give up. And if you need any help with any of these resources, dive into my free community. We have people connecting, collaborating, helping, giving insights, giving inspiration to people who are on the verge of quitting. If that's you and you're looking to give up, book a call with me. I'd love to inspire. I'd love to get you back in the game. And with the real estate market cooling off, is it even worth it to get into it right now? And if you're questioning it, you're going to want to have to check out this video right here where I go over if the real estate market is going to crash.